If you're a Viking enthusiast or just a lover of languages, then buckle up. We're about to set sail into the world of Danish, English, Viking history. And yes, you're going to get a little bit of Danish and English along the way. Fordi, hvorfor ikke? Picture this. It's England. 784. Peaceful monks at Lindisfarne are just doing their thing, praying, riding, possibly baking some delicious medieval bread. Then bam, the Vikings show up like, hey guys, we're just here to take everything. Ja, det var de nordiske vikinger, og de startede en trend. The Nordic Vikings, and they started a trend. Over the next few years, the Danish Vikings, aka vores egne danske vikinger, they got in on the action too. First, it was some quick smash and grab jobs. Du ved, ligesom når du tager ind i Netto på en fredag, bare med mere ild, chaos. But in 865, the game changed. A Danish chieftain named Gorm, ikke ham fra supermarkedet, not him from the supermarket. He put together a great heathen army. And these guys, they weren't in it just for a little bit of bling. Oh no, they wanted to invade the country. The English tried something called Danelagen, which was basically, here's a bunch of gold. Can you maybe go away? Spoiler alert, it didn't work. The Vikings were like, tak for good luck, vi ses i næste år. Now enter King Alfred, aka Alfred den Store. And he's like, enough is enough. And by 886, he manages to cut a deal with Gorm den Gamle, who, by the way, was the first Viking king of Denmark. So England gets split into two: Wessex, the southern part under English law, and Danelagen, the middle, more northern part, which was under Danish law, which, by the way, is where I grew up. So it's like, you take this side and we'll take this side. Let's just chill out a bit, all right? The truce brought much needed peace. Og mange skandinaver, de bosatte sig i England. Many Scandinavians settled in England, so they weren't just raiding anymore. They'd become farmers and craftsmen and lived side by side with the English people, blending their blood and other juices to produce some other kind of life form. Danelagen lasted until 954, when Erik Blåøkse was thrown out of the country. Not the best day for him. But the Viking influence, especially from the Danes, left a massive impact on English and Danish culture. So let's talk about that lasting impact just a little bit. Have you ever been to Derby, Grimsby in England? If so, you've probably walked right through a Viking town. The suffix by, of course, as you probably know, means town or city in Danish, and there's loads of these places in England that end on by. We just don't say boo in English, we say B, Derby, Grimsby, and so on. So, næste gang you are in Derby, remember, you're basically walking through an old Viking place. It's not just the place names though. Viking settlers left their mark on the English language. Words like knife, egg, window all came from Old Norse. Even the word berserk, when you go a little berserk, you can also say that in Danish, a go berserk. And in berserk is a Viking warrior who probably, quite literally, went a bit insane. But it's not all one-sided. English has given back quite a bit to Danish language. Just think about words like job, okay, weekend, computer, burger. The list goes on and on and on. So next time you're at work and you say something like, yeah, jobbet er okay, men jeg glæder mig til weekenden. Can you hear it? You're mixing Danish and English perfectly. So language is just like one big Viking raid on its own, borrowing and plundering words from here, there, and everywhere. I mean, without the Vikings, we might not even have a word like happy in English, which again comes from Old Norse, hap, meaning something like luck. Remember, next time you're talking about Danish, English, and how Danes always switch over to English and all that stuff, remember, these two languages are intertwined and a part of one another. They belong together. Tak fordi du så med. Thanks for watching. And if you learned something today, hit the like button. Remember to subscribe and drop me a comment if you have more examples of Danish-English word comparisons. Vi ses og skål.